conversation, baby, if you wanna spit a bottle with me, we could wrestle in our clothes. Laugh until our stomachs look like 8-pack muscles, and we'll party like we're 17.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Joel. I go by NobodyEpic on the internet, gaming PCs and consoles everywhere, and this is Unprofessional Advice. I know this is late. I said that I was going to upload this series on April 1st. It is now April 20-something. I don't know. I'm recording this on April 21st is what the date on my PC says, but it's not going on my channel until Friday, so a long ways after April 1st. And the reason for that is I read the comments on my last Awkward Situations video I ever uploaded, as I always do. I always read the comments on my videos and interact with people because that's the most fun part of uploading for me, is the part after you upload and you see what people say about what you did. And a lot of people were disappointed that I was ending Awkward Situations, and in retrospect, I framed that whole thing terribly. I was getting discouraged about uploading Awkward Situations because none of the situations were really awkward. And if they were awkward, as in something to do with females or sex, I just wasn't super interested in talking about it because it's kind of meaningless stuff. I mean, it's stuff that everyone deals with, and it's just part of growing up, and literally the end of every video would be the same. It's part of growing up. So if I frame it in a different way, make it more broad, unprofessional advice, you know, just me talking about life experiences, kind of like a Q&A, but with a lot of A and a little bit of Q. You get to little Q, I get to lots of A. I don't know why I'm making gang signs. You don't need to see that. Then I could talk about a whole broad range of things, and it could just be the quintessential series on my channel that allows me to talk to you guys and connect with you and just pick the brains of a few people in the comments and then talk about what they're thinking about in the videos that I'm making for this series, and then maybe some other people will see that and think, that's good advice, and that's good to hear. I don't know. I just want to make it more open-ended, and that's what I did, sacrificing some search results and some people upset that I ended Awkward Situations. But this is the same series, it's just more open-ended, and I can do more stuff in it, which I could have done in Awkward Situations anyway, so I don't know. That it's just what I felt like doing. I don't have to justify it to people. I do whatever I want. This is an autocracy. I think that's the right government term for what it is. It's my channel. I do what I want. No. I do what people want me to do, generally. Need to get more shit from last week's episodes up. But I'm going to be doing I was like lost in thought looking at my screens. I'm going to be answering talking about one topic today. And in future videos, I'd like to do 2 or 3. So if you have anything you want me to talk about on professional advice related to whatever life situation or just a question you have, leave it in the comments, and maybe you'll see it in the next video. It's going to go up next week, so enjoy. Okay, so this person wanted to remain anonymous, and it's framed as an awkward situation, but for future advice questions, you can just leave it in the comments however you want to write it. It said, Joel, this is honestly an awkward situation for me and this college. I applied to 4 colleges this year. 1 rejected and the other 3 accepted me. The awkward thing about this is that my number 1 choice just recently replied saying I got accepted a few days ago, while the other 2 were my choice 2 and 3, which both got back to me in February. 1 of the 2 and 3 colleges called me and recommends me to do all the stuff involving their school when they were my number 2, and my number 1 is just confident enough that I'd go there. What do you think about this? Anonymous if chosen. Alright, so I had a situation similar to this. I'm honestly very confused about what this person said, so it's great that I chose this. It's like a math problem trying to figure out what all these colleges want, but I had a situation similar to this, and I've talked about it before, and I wanted to spend most of this episode just talking about college and, I guess, life after high school, as I've done in a lot of episodes, but kind of framing it in a perspective of exactly what happened to me and some of the pitfalls maybe you guys could avoid by, or maybe you can reflect on it because you're closer to my age of 24 and say, yeah, I had those issues too, but I had my number 1 choice, Michigan State, reject me on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2008, I believe it was. That was a bad day. Still remember it. When you remember the date of the day, it was a bad day. I got some bad days that I got dates of. But yeah, that was not a great day. And I got accepted into two of the other colleges I applied to, which was Grand Valley State University and Central Michigan University, I think. And I mean, long story short, I ended up going to Grand Valley State because MSU then said they would accept me in the end of the summer in 2009. So literally a month or two before I was going to go to college, and I could not go switch my whole plan up. I planned on going to Grand Valley since March or April of the 2009. So I didn't want to change up my whole plan. And they said they couldn't place me in a dorm at that point anyway, so I'd have to be commuting to the college, and I don't know. I just wasn't into that. So, long story short, for what this guy's going to want to do, I'll give advice for this, and then I'll kind of ramble on about some of the other issues I had with going to college, as I am now a 24-year-old who does full-time YouTube. I would go with the place where you feel more comfortable, regardless of the situation. You're going to find that first choice, second choice, third choice, whatever you think college is going to be in high school, it's instantly going to change when you're in that situation. So if you're on campus and you feel comfortable in that environment and you like the classroom setup and you like the people you see, look at the extracurricular activities, look at the sports, see if that's stuff you'd be interested in, because one of the things that people, I know I had a tough time adjusting to was the social aspect of things, and I'm going to cover that in a second, but if you feel comfortable there, whatever you have to do to be there, be there. And don't say, this college just is expecting me to come when this college is offering me money. I mean, financial relief is cool, but a lot of the theme of this video is that it's not all about the money, and that's something a cliche thing I think that people learn as they get older. So go with where you're most comfortable is what I'm going to say about that. And just to kind of frame my senior year of high school, the last 3 days of school, I was spending a lot of time working in the newspaper room. I was one of the co-editors of my high school newspaper and working for my video production class. I made some videos in high school, and that kind of led to this, so glad I did that, and I'm glad I had that class. But I spent the last 3 days of high school going nonstop, writing stuff, trying to get the senior issue edition of the paper out, and doing all of these things, and it was all consuming. All I was thinking about, wasn't even thinking about graduation or the last day of school. And we get to the last day of school. I'd been writing all night. I stayed up until, just because we had to get stuff to the press, and I was editing stuff until the very end, the last moment I could do it, 3 a.m. the night before the paper had to come out, and then we got them printed really quickly in the morning. And so I hadn't had much sleep, and the last bell rang. All day, the last day of your senior year, just walking around taking pictures of people, and just not doing shit really. I was kind of tired, and I was still thinking about the paper, and I was looking over it, reading it, caught some mistakes I made, kicked myself for those. And then the bell rings, and it's done. It's all done. Everyone you've known for 4 years, everyone you see on a regular basis, they're gone, and that's the first time that's ever happened to you in your life. Maybe you've moved and you've experienced something similar to that, and it's kind of different when you go from, I guess, elementary school to the levels of school, but that's a real pivotal point in your life. You're an adult now, which you're really not, but by legal terms you are, and it's the end of your adolescence. And I remember standing in the parking lot just thinking, what do I do now? Because I knew I was going to college in the fall, but what's that mean? You're going to go get a degree and all this stuff, and I kind of in the back of my head knew, it wasn't going to be easy to just go there and know what I would want to do. So that was a stressful time for me, and that was a really, in terms of anxiety and stress and just worrying about the future, that was the worst summer of my life, because I was so consumed in what I was doing at the high school, and I was enjoying it so much that once I got, or the time in between high school and college was terrible for me, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it's not necessarily the time you need to figure that out, but extracurriculars gave me balance, and YouTube gives me a creative outlet, which I need always in my life. So that's where this came from, and I'm happy that I have it. But sorry, I got something in my throat, invisible ghost dick in my throat. it was tough to find that. And I found that my freshman year by doing extracurriculars. There's a TV station at Grand Valley I worked at, and there were some really cool writing clubs that you wouldn't be able to do in high school. But it took me about 6 days of just sitting in my dorm room hating my life to figure out that I can actually go outside and find stuff to do. Tough transition. So wherever you're going to college, you want to be comfortable, and I would always give advice that, or I would always give the advice to look into extracurriculars and sports teams you think you would like. I mean, I know that sounds dumb. You should be going there for the education and stuff, but it's a real tough social adjustment. And if you can't make the social adjustment, the education will be completely secondary, because you'll be part of the statistic of the majority of people who go to college don't graduate. I think it's the majority. I don't know. A large number of people who attend college end up not graduating. And you'll be part of that statistic like I am at this point. I don't know, maybe someday. But I want to tell you why I didn't graduate, because this is also somewhat helpful if you're thinking about college, and this could be the quintessential college video on my channel, I guess. I didn't graduate because I decided that trying to find a career that makes money was more important than just doing what I liked. My freshman year, like I said, worked at the TV station, and pretty much everyone that works there is involved in having a film degree or trying to get a film degree. All the people that run the show there, the teachers, they all have film degrees, and all the people that are doing stuff there are trying to get their film degrees or something like that. Film, lighting, I don't know, everything relating to creative arts. And me, being a know-it-all college freshman, was like, that's dumb. When are you going to get, what kind of job will you get from a film degree, right? And it'd be pretty useful for the job I have now, I will say that. It, just in retrospect, dumbest thing I ever did was hop from degree to degree thinking, well, here's something I'm tiny bit interested in that theoretically will get me a career where I earn $70,000 a year in 5 years from now, or something like that. Advertising and science of communication and all of this shit I just bounced around in, sitting in class hating myself trying to listen to it, when all I wanted to do was go back to the TV station and work on ideas and write and think about creative things. And there becomes, I can't get the words out, but you come to a point in your life where you realize you're not going to change. This is who you are. This is what you like to do. Because there's a lot of times in high school where people are telling you you're going to figure out what you want, you're going to figure out what you like, and then you get to a point where you figure out what you like, and just because of all the things where you think this is what people are supposed to like, you know, I was like, well, I'm supposed to get a job where I work in a cubicle and do that, so me thinking that I should be doing all this creative stuff is stupid. You get to a point where you kind of have a wrestling match in your head of what you want to do and what society wants you to do. I don't know. This is, if you're smoking pot right now, this video is awesome to you. But I don't know. I'm just trying to frame that money, trying to go to college to find a job that makes a lot of money is idiotic. And I hate that I had that mindset. And I wasted $20-something thousand because of that mentality. And if I would have had a film degree, I could use it for what I'm doing now, and I wish I could go back in time and tell myself, hey, idiot, get a film degree, you'll be done in 3 years, and it will help you with what will be your future career and your passion until you're 25, at least. Maybe I'll go beyond that, hopefully, probably. But it was just, I don't know, that was just a terrible mindset, and I hope none of you have that mindset. Think about what you like to do. If your passion is science and helping people, obviously being a doctor is the job for you, but if your passion is making a lot of money like doctors do and you try to be a doctor, you're going to drop out. And you're not only going to drop out, it's going to hurt you, because the college system in the United States of America is set up so you are getting put in the hole, and if you don't find a way to dig yourself out by getting a career in the field you're studying in particular when it's something really expensive like a doctor or a dentist, and you try to drop out when you get into a medical program, you're fucked, because that's a lot of debt. $80,000, $120,000. I know someone who graduated with a dentist degree recently. She's $130,000 in debt. And I was just like, when she told me that, because that is so much money. You just start in the hole, and it's a really depressing way to be introduced to the world. So talking about this helps me realize how lucky I got and also the mistakes I had to make to get to this point. So that's kind of my spiel about college. Let me know what you guys are thinking about in the comments section below. Hopefully I helped this person follow your passion, man, and, just took away the anonymity, said he was a man, and that's 50% of people he could be. But follow your passion and just do not, whatever you do, don't think about the money. It always screws you. So thank you guys for watching Unprofessional Advice, and hope you like this, and see you next week if you do. If you don't, let me know in the comments and I'll cry.
Just a boy from the hood that had his headphones playing loud.
Ooh, young boy, blow the speakers out. I knew you loved me. You would wait in line for hours when them sneakers out. I used to pull up on you, sneak you out the house. You could be the baddest girl and you ain't had to lose your blouse. Those days, do it like we don't know better. Do it like we might get caught every night.